Now I've got a video that I will put in. Thanks for reminding me, Jack. Have a good first day. I love you. I love you so much. Bye, Dad. Have a good first day. Bye, Jack.
Bye.
We are on the way to DFW with a naked lady. Yeah, a cargo van full of stuff and yarn. Josh is getting gas and not Bud Light. But we will be leaving here soon after we get gas and then on the road for a very slow, and this thing is so slow trip up to Dallas. Hi, welcome to the Suburban Stitcher YouTube channel. I just can't say podcast anymore because it's not a podcast. Fairly certain that I'm leaning. I just don't know which way. So if this is crooked, I apologize. I have returned from the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival a little over a week ago. Was just amazing as always and had the best time. Enjoyed meeting so many of you. I acquired some new things. Let's see what else. I mean, it was a great show. I acquired new things. I was just looking at my camera, like the screen just sort of like blipped. I'll have to edit that part out, I'm sure. Anyway, the show was great. I enjoyed meeting y'all. I got some yarn. I got some earrings from Birdie Parker. I got to meet Birdie Parker. Oh my gosh. I missed people, you guys. I have started some knitting. I finished some knitting. So let's just kind of talk about what's been going on. I know that this is something I finished, and I still have some work to do on it because this was like a quick hotel room finish to get it up as a sample for the weekend. But I finished my pressed flowers. I absolutely love it. It's very graphic, very bold. I have not woven in any ends, as you can see. The I think I'm going to do some tassels or some fringe or something on the edge because I don't love my bind off. I think I did it too loose. But again, I'm going to have to do the ends and then reblock because I just laid it out flat on the floor of a hotel room and it really needs to be like pinned to help all the edges. So I need to do that really ASAP. So I finished my pressed flowers. I started and finished this quick little project with one of my new fall colorways called Glamping. And this is a Sophie scarf, which is super cute. And this is the large. It used about, I would say, a half a skein of DK. And I really want to knit a small one. The small one is just one wrap around. This is 2 wraps around, and it's super cute, but I think just to have a different size would also be nice. So this is something that I finished. This is by Petite Knit, I believe. And I finished my Easy V. I can't remember if that was done last time, but it is finished. Totally finished. I did pretty good, as best as I can do, matching up the sleeves, but I love this. It finished at about 9 inches of positive ease for me. Super cozy, just like the biggest warm sweatshirt hug of a sweater. Not tight at all, obviously, which is exactly what I was going for. I wanted the thing that I could just put on and that was cozy and I didn't have to feel like, ooh, it's a little too snug. I didn't want any of that, and it's not. It's perfect. It's perfect for what I wanted. So all of those things I am bringing to Rhinebeck. I'm vending at Cake Palooza on the next Friday. It's like 10 days from now. That's not terrifying at all. Cake Palooza. There are tickets still available. I believe the first time slot is sold out, but there are tickets still available. I'm one of about 20 something vendors. And Josh and I are driving up, 3 days there, 3 days back, bringing all of the yarn with us, and it's going to be a great time. So you will get to see some of those samples there, along with a lot of other samples. I have my minimalist, which was the hit of DFW. This is just such a great cowl. I added the tassel. I can't remember if the pattern calls for it or not, but I love a tassel and I love fringe. I'm bringing kits to make one like mine. So I've got lots of this. This is actually a base that I don't dye hardly ever. It's like a sparkle base and a Surrey. So sparkle sock and Surrey is what I used to knit this. You could use any sock weight, but I just happen to have sparkle. And so I'm bringing this color, which is 30A. That's what my sample is knit in. And then I am also bringing some Reunited, which is the fall show color. This one, I need to reskein this, which is why I pulled it out. But Reunited is the fall exclusive, or fall show exclusive. That's the best way to say that. Called Reunited because we're getting back to be reunited at all the shows with all the people. I feel like this year was the first like regular year for everything, and yeah, so Reunited, only available in person, and Cake is the last event this year. I don't anticipate having it available as a pre-order in the shop unless we just have a massive sellout of it and I'm unable to get it to the number of people that want it in person, then I might consider doing something online, but we'll just have to see how that goes. And yeah, lots of other things coming to the shop too. Some other things that I'll talk about in a little bit. Another sample that I'll be wearing, this is a not yet released top by my friend Shayna Lines Designs. This is called Shoulder Season. And I will probably be wearing this at Cake because it's supposed to be in the 60s, but I will likely be hot just with working. It's gonna kind of be a crazy day. But, so this top is lots of garter texture, this cute little like side detail here. And then of course, the garter on like saddle shoulder. And I just love it. These colorways, this is my It's Electric colorway, and then this is my colorway called Nectar. So it is very Diane, very peach and bright and neutral all at the same time, which is pretty much how I feel like I am. What else have I been working on? So I finished that. I finished my pressed flowers. I finished my Easy V sweater. The Minimalist had been done for a while, and I cast on for Alpenglow. I do not envision a reality where this will be done for Rhinebeck. You know, stranger things have happened, but here's the thing. I came back from Dallas so motivated and inspired by other knitting that I think I might do some other knitting. I don't know. We'll see. I love this and I love how it's coming out, but I just don't, there's part of me that's like, if I'm not going to finish it in time, why pressure myself to if I can't even finish it in time and steal my mojo for things that might make me happy to knit right now. I don't know. You know what I mean. Anyway, so this is Alpenglow. I'm using my hand-dyed yarn. This is my sport weight yarn in chicory for this top part, and then it will have the collar up there too. This is my Surrey silk in Nectar. The background color of this portion is my sport weight yarn in a new color this year called Greige. And the color work in here, my fourth color, is Spin Cycle yarn in the Peach Fuzz? No, that's not it. Fuzzy Navel. Peach Fuzz, Fuzzy Navel. Close. Fuzzy Navel colorway. And it's gorgeous. I'm loving it. This is, eventually we'll get to lots more peach and this like yellowy color. And then my second skein is same colors, just a little bit different. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. But I also just have been inspired by other things. As you will see, by something that I cast on this morning. This is actually yarn that I dyed for this and pulled it from my stash. I got this yarn easily 2 years ago, and it's just kind of been waiting for the perfect. I had 4 skeins of it, and so I wanted to use it all together if possible, or at least as many skeins as possible. And I was just waiting for the perfect sweater. It had been in a sweater last year. I thought it was going to be the Illuminate that color work Rhinebeck from Andrea Mowry last year. And that was right in our move, and I never worked on it and never finished it, and it just didn't happen. It didn't knit a lot last year. And so I ripped it out after we moved because I just knew I'm never going to finish this. I don't love it. I'm not going to knit on it. So I ripped it out, and then this pattern came out, and it needed 4 skeins of the background spin cycle color, and I knew that this would be perfect. And let me tell you about the pattern. It's called Plus Shawl, or Plus, by Olga Jazzy. So that is the, I don't know if you can see that up close, but it is mosaic knitting, and it's pluses. So the spin cycle color is the background, and my hand-dyed sport weight yarn is the foreground. The spin cycle color is Ghost Ranch, and the 4 skeins that I have, I think, are from one of the very original batches of Ghost Ranch, because it is a much more jewel-toned and moody version than most of the ones that I see now. It doesn't have that like light blue and peachy, pinky colors that I see a lot now. So I feel like it's a little bit unique in that sense. But on camera, this is really showing up. I just love that. So this is, what did I say? Ghost Ranch. And my sport weight color is pewter. Now, pewter is not a new color. I first dyed it, I think, back in 2019. I have a shawl that uses it as part of it, you know, one of the sample colors. And I just had not dyed it in a very long time. And recently I remembered this color that I had developed, and I thought, you know, that's a really great color. I need to get it in the rotation, get it in the rotation again. And then again, like my brain just saw this, the spin cycle has a little bit of navy and like tealy blues in there. And I thought, you know, that's just going to be great. And I think it is. I love the contrast and how well it is making the pattern stand out. And you can just start to see this color shifting here. It started at a medium red, and we're definitely shifting toward a burgundy up here, a burgundy brown. So that, who knows if I'll keep knitting that. Might go back to Alpenglow, might not. I just don't know, but I'm gonna knit what I want to. Also, the mystery, Stephen West Mystery Knit Along starts in 2 days. I pulled out some yarn for that. I pulled from my stash because I'm really trying to consciously use my stash. This is yarn that I got earlier this year in Austin, Dripping Springs, from a yarn store called the Sated Sheep. I went to go meet Aro of Aro Knits and Pearls and some other friends, local Austin area knitter friends, and we went to this yarn store, and I fell in love with these colors. It is no surprise why. I got 2 skeins of each. This is Olan wool. It's in their singles base. This color is called Zoetic. And I don't know if you can see it on here, but it's like browns and pinks and rusts with a bunch of speckles. And then it also has this like light tealy blue color. That's going to be important in a minute. And then this color is called Dusk. And it's very similar to my new rosewood color, because apparently this is what I'm channeling. But this one has some speckles, and it's a little more tonal. Like this one has some raspberry speckles and some brown, some blue. This one has a little more brown than my rosewood. So these two colors, I know that he calls for like more solids, but this is tonal, but it's not like, I mean, it's variegated, but it's not wildly variegated. And then my pop color is actually my hand-dyed yarn in 30A, because I thought it would be fun, since these are kind of warm tones, I thought it would be fun to pull out this blue sea foamy color and play on that. So this is my plan for the mystery knit along, should I decide to start that. I also have dyed yarn because I'm obsessed, you guys. Like 2 days before I had to leave for DFW, I had in my brain this color that needed to be put on yarn. And I did it, and it's gorgeous. And then I immediately dyed myself up a sweater quantity. Which I actually don't do that very often, where I immediately am like, I need this exact thing tonight. Because I know I can, whenever I'm ready to cast it on, I can dye it up. You know, if I dyed up everything that I had like just a quick thought of casting on, I would never have yarn to sell you, because I would be dyeing it and hoarding it all. This was an exception because it's just gorgeous. This new color is called Petrichor, and it is a gray, green, blue, brown, just kind of neutrally cool yet warm neutral. I don't know that even makes. I'm gonna hold this up here so you can see it's kind of gray, kind of green. It shows up mostly green, like when you're looking at it. Green, but it's got those brown tints in it. And so I dyed up some Surrey, and I have this DK yarn that was a special order from a shop that doesn't wholesale with me anymore. It was a 70/30 DK weight, merino silk DK weight. And so I had a bag of it, and I thought, you know, I just need to use that for myself. So I dyed up some DK and some Surrey. I'm gonna hold it together, and I think it's going to be a Felix sweater pullover. I definitely have like color themes right now. I'm these right here. This is reds and blues and grays, which is like a darker version of these. This is kind of a green, which is a little bit of like a moodier version of 30A. And then my Alpenglow is also kind of reminiscent of those colors. So I definitely am like, have colors that I'm drawn to right now. Not that they're new colors for me, but they're fun. So little bit of acquisitions from Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival. I was gifted this yarn by Shannon in my local knit group, and I told her, I said, I don't know what to say, and I don't want to say you shouldn't have, because that is not nice when someone gives you a gift. But that's kind of how I felt. Like it was an unexpected, for no reason gift. And she saw me talking with Dawn Barker of Barker Wool, and Dawn and I have known each other for 5-6 years now, and haven't seen her since, I think, well, I'm almost positive since before the pandemic. And so we just had the best time catching up, and I was talking to her about all of her amazing things that she's doing right now in her assigned pooling world of knitting and yarn that's kind of exploding right now in the most amazing way for her. And so we were talking about that, and I was just trying to get some information about her designs so that I could decide what I might knit and what I might want to knit, and like shapes, and she had all of her samples in the Hill Country Weavers booth. And I, of course, fell in love with this color. This one is called Octavia. This is on her fern base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. Octavia, and so it's this gorgeous deep magenta with like a scummy green for the assigned pooling portion that you'll assign. And then I got this as a coordinate with it. This one is called Winter Field, and it is, I would say, like a gray oatmeal background with some green and brown and red speckles. And then the assigned pooling color on this one is like a gold mustard. And so she has a shawl that I can't remember the name of, and I'm gonna have to put in here. But you stripe 2 of her assigned pooling skeins in the shawl. And I thought, you know, this is kind of like exactly Diane colors. It's a magenta, it's a neutral with a green, like an olive green and a mustardy gold. And I mean, if the only thing that could have made it more Diane is if there was like a mauve in there, and then that would have been it. So yeah, I'm really excited to cast this on. I can't think of the name of that pattern. That's gonna drive me crazy. So it was really, really nice to check in with Dawn and to be gifted some of her yarn by one of my local friends. And again, Shannon, I don't think you watch this, but some of you that do know Shannon, and you know that she is amazingly generous and kind and one of the best humans. And yeah, so thank you. And then I had the pleasure of really just being there to witness a first-time vendor yarn dyer become the absolute belle of the ball at a yarn event. And it's somebody that 3.5 years ago at the last DFW, she came into my booth and talked to me about my yarn and was just super kind about my yarn. And since then, she has started her own business and is doing her own thing. She is like the coolest, cutest, most high energy rodeo queen yarn dyer that you've ever come across. Mace of Skeins, Macy. From the minute I met her 3.5 years ago, I was like, you know who you are, like in the best way. And like her branding, her logo, like again, 3.5 years ago in 2019 when she said, yeah, my online persona is Mace of Skeins. And I was like, that's kind of brilliant. So I had to go get some yarn from Macy. And because I am currently obsessed with minimalist cowls, I got this yarn, and I haven't decided if I'm gonna do a giveaway or if I'm going to knit a minimalist. But look at her little logo, it's so cute. This colorway, oh wait, I got this on Club Fingering, which is an 80/20, and I got the same color on Full House Lace, which is a Surrey silk, and the colorway is called Gumdrops, and it looks like after dinner mints to me, is what it looks like. Those, or nonpareils. Is that how you say that word? I don't know. But like buttermints, gumdrops, after dinner mints, it looks like those colors. So I got those, and that's what I got, you guys. That's it. 4 skeins of yarn and some earrings from Birdie Parker that I forgot to bring over here. I know, it's crazy, it's crazy. It was very restrained. And considering I only purchased these 2, the other 2 were a gift. And I was ready to purchase them. I actually had put them on hold so that I could run back across the room to go get my wallet and come back. And in that amount of time, they were purchased for me. Anyway. So that's kind of what's been going on here. I am about to leave to go to a football game tonight for a kiddo. We've had lots of football, we've had lots of baseball, lots of traveling, lots more coming up. Oh, I almost caught it.
I wasn't doing anything.
You were. What was that you were doing?
Nothing. Just standing
You were.
here.
It's the final countdown.
Do-do-do-do-do. I can't.
Final countdown to the Stitchers head east. I don't know. What should we call it? There should be a hashtag, right?
Hashtag.
Why am I going that
I
far
don't
up?
know.
That's stupid.
But when I have to look up, that's a problem.
I know, right? I'm tall right now. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting ready. We're packing, we're winding yarn, we're labeling yarn. Feel like we're not ready at all. We're not ready, but we're gonna get ready. So, okay.
That's it. That's all I got.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Seven. 7:15. It's Sunday morning. We leave tomorrow for our drive. And there's so much to do today. I don't know how it's gonna all get done. But it's gonna get done. So we are literally packed to the ceiling. Like, we have no space left. There is no room left. Josh is getting gas. We're already having to turn back because I forgot my medicine. We're off to a great start.
Premium Thursday at Circle K. Save 20 cents per gallon on premium fuel. Every Thursday at Circle K.
Okay, here is the mum. We made it a little bit longer. We put it on a longer string so she can knot it up. She'll probably wear it like here. Here we go, we did it.
There you go, Nick.
Hi, hello. Geez, has it been a minute? I am in my office. It is November 27th. It's the first Sunday of Advent, and went to church, and the pastor said that, and of course, just started a new series, and I thought, oh my gosh, I have to record a little thing so that I can get my last 4 months of regular podcast up on YouTube, because some of that was taped in August and we're in November, almost December, and Vlogmas is starting in 4 days. So really, how to recap and summarize this fall? Well, we did a trunk show at the Modern Skein. We did a DFW Fiber Fest, happened again for the first time in 3.5 years. And then I went to Cake Palooza, which was the day before New York Sheep and Wool, in Saugerties, New York, and that was incredible. Josh and I vended all of these events together, and I had thought that we might do East Texas Fiber Fest, but with all of the travel, just coming back at the end of October and having Advents to get out and having wholesale orders that have been waiting for months and months, and just so many other obligations, and mostly just having been gone so much, I thought, I cannot do another show. And it was honestly, it was the right decision for me to make. So knitting wise, I actually honestly have not been knitting that much. I'm still working on this thing, this plus shawl, and it's coming along. I like when I knit like 4 or 5 rows at a time, and then I just don't knit very much, so that's fine. But this is coming along nicely. I really love it. I love the colors. I love it so much. You can see the little pluses. I don't know, I feel like this is the right way. Even though it's either way, I feel like it's, I don't know. Anyway, I just love that jewel toned fade in the background of the Spin Cycle. I'm using Spin Cycle dyed in the wool in Ghost Ranch as the background color, and then the foreground color of the pluses is Suburban Stitcher Sport in the pewter colorway. So I've been working on that. And that one is in a hoagie bag. I started the West Knits, because I think I talked about that on the previous video. I started the West Knits Mystery Knit Along and I haven't technically ripped it out yet, but I've like taken my project page down. It was just not something that I wanted to knit. I saw the second clue and I just thought, I don't enjoy this. And like even the first clue wasn't very fun. And so I just, with such limited time, I'm not going to knit unfun things. Yeah, so that's that. And then one of the things that I purchased at New York Sheep and Wool is I got 4 skeins of this yarn from Primrose. It's a worsted weight, like tweedy woolen spun. I guess it's woolen spun. I actually don't know. No, it's worsted, I think. It's a worsted weight, worsted spun. I don't know, but it's very tweedy and lovely. Hopefully that will, there we go. You can see that a little better. And I started the Trinigan by Andrea Mowry. This came out right after Rhinebeck, and when I saw that the main yarn was a worsted weight, and it was like the exact yardage that I had just purchased, I thought, you know, that's meant to be. And then I saw Sam, her version of this, she was a test knitter, and she used all of her little scraps of Dream State from Spin Cycle. And so I thought, you know, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I had 1 skein of this Primrose that was quite a bit pinker than the other skeins, and you can really tell there, like there's just a lot more pink. And then this background color, it's the same color, but just by nature of the way that the yarn is made, it was slightly like a little bluer in spots. Anyway, so I'm using all my scraps. I'm about to be at the point where I'm going to be switching to a new ball of yarn. I think so far this was Stay Ready, some leftovers of Stay Ready. And then I'm going into something with browns and blues. But it'll be an adventure. All of my little scraps and leftovers and special little saved bits. I may break into a full skein, but we'll just have to see. That's pretty much what I'm knitting. Those are the 2 things that I've been picking up when I want to knit on something. I still have my Alpenglow on the needles. I still have some other things on the needles. And then, of course, I'm going to be starting an Advent shawl very soon. And I am actually going to be knitting... why did the name just leave me? I'm looking at the picture on my computer right across from me because the lovely Stephanie of Telly Bean Knits designed a shawl out of this year's Advent for Suburban Stitcher, and it is stunning. It is so incredible. Like tears to my eyes when she sent me the pictures. It will be available for purchase on the 29th. The pattern, the Advents are sold out. Stephanie did ask me if I was going to be doing a like a yarn only kit after Advent, like in January, after it's been revealed, and I don't know. I anticipate there being quite a bit of interest based on the popularity and just how gorgeous this shawl is. So we'll see. Maybe that will happen. Maybe it won't. I like to keep the Advents kind of exclusive for the people that sort of blindly put their faith in me. But, you know, we'll just see. It's a possibility. So if you're thinking that you missed out on it and you're very interested, and then especially interested as you see this pattern reveal itself, just keep your eyes open, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I will be knitting that out of my Advent. I saved a glitter sparkle one to knit for myself, and so I will be knitting that along with whoever is knitting it along in December. And then I also have 3 other Yarny Advents to open. And a jam. A jam and honey Advent. Because that just sounded lovely. So that's what's been going on. I have this other yarn. I got this skein at the Perfect Blend. Maybe the Thursday, probably Thursday before Rhinebeck. It's from Sorella Yarn. Super cute little label. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. And it's called Autumn in New York. And so it just felt very like it had to come home with me. And I am thinking about, and I cannot think of the name of this shawl right now, of course. It's escaping me. But it's the shawl that released Rhinebeck weekend by Shayna Billow, I think, for Chelsea Luxe and Chelsea Yarn. And it's just like a textured extravaganza shawl. Now, because I had some Chelsea Luxe in stash, I took a look at what was required, and it requires 4 skeins. It requires a slub, a mohair, a single ply, and her like zebra fingering weight. But I have this skein, and I got to visit with Christina in New York. And so I thought, you know, maybe I pull these out of stash and I pair it with this, and then I end up with a shawl. So that's kind of a project that I've sort of loosely paired together that I'm pretty excited about, because just the texture. This color, these are the same, and this is called Sunken Treasure. And I don't know if she still dyes this color. It's from last year, I think, maybe the year before. I purchased it at a trunk show at the Modern Skein. So, I also, one thing, I hate talking about purchases, but I kind of feel like that's what I have. There's no knitting, there's not any major things, but I did not get to go to Woolen Folk because I was working at Cakepalooza in a completely different city, but I saw this debut and I had to get it. So this was my kind of splurge, treat yourself purchase, and I'm calling it a Rhinebeck purchase, even though it was technically from the car on the way home. I got this shearling, blush colored shearling knitter's backpack from Ritual Dyes. I love it. It is so luxurious. I have a canvas backpack from them that I really love. It's like the perfect size. And she was vending in a booth with Candace from Farmer's Daughter, and they released kind of a collaborative sweater, striped sweater with 2 of their exclusive bases. And the kits, again, I wasn't at that show, and so I sort of piecemealed my own little kit together, which actually was great because I got to pick colors that I loved that felt a little more like what I wanted. So, forget again, maybe it's called the Sunday Ritual or something sweater. Daily Ritual. I don't know. But these are the colors that I chose in both, let's see, Ritual Dyes and Farmer's Daughter Fibers. So that's my palette, which I think is very Diane. And yeah. So at some point that will get cast on. I as always, as ever, I have all the plans for the knitting and no knitting time. But today, actually, now that Advents are mailed, I'm just back to shop and wholesale events. I have one trunk show in December, and then I'm home for a little bit. And yeah, I'm just really excited about the slowdown, really leaning into my theme for this Advent season, which is quiet voices. I'm looking for those quiet moments, the quiet, peaceful times amidst the hustle and bustle of inevitably what is December. So I know that Stephanie is hosting a knit along for her shawl, What Tomorrow Brings. I just remembered What Tomorrow Brings. She is hosting a knit along. I think it runs through January 31st. So you have some bonus time in January to finish up your project. I will be participating in that. I will be here for Vlogmas in 4 days. And today, and then I think it ends tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, what is left in the shop, which it has flown, like this is what's left, basically, is what you're seeing, 30% off. Everything in the shop. I still have some tote bags, like the birthday box tote bags. I still have some of those. I've got some mini sets. I've got some notions and scissors and all the yarn, all the kits. If you sign up for Fade Club, your first month of Fade Club is 30% off, not your whole thing, but the first month would be 30% off. So you could try it for 30% off and see if you like it. So yeah. That's really it for today. Thank you for chatting with me, and I'm just so grateful that you all watch. I hope you enjoyed all of the footage from the last several months, and I cannot wait to sit with you every day and chat in December. That's it, and I will see you in just a few days. Bye.